Hello, friends. It's Halloween, so it's time for Music Man in his man cave sharing with you a true, absolutely not a lie. The names have been changed to protect the stupid. A true horror story. Coming right at you right now. So, Dick and Jane, they met in college, and they had a bright future ahead of them. They both had good careers. Dick started out at $50,000 a year, and so did Jane. Started out at $50,000 a year. Good money for someone 21 years old. So, they first had to find a place to live. And you can see this a lot of times on that HGTV channels. So they went out to choose a home. Now they went by the bank, and guess what? With their income, they were approved for a house for $300,000. And that was a pretty nice house in their area. So, of course, since they could afford that, they decided to buy a house for $300,000. No problem. So, they go around with a realtor, and they're very persnickety about the house they want. They want all the features. They want it to be exactly as they like. So they find the house. And they decide to go ahead and settle for $325,000, a little bit over budget, because they really want this house. They really like it. And they also go to the car dealerships. And oh yeah, Dick can see himself in that truck. Well, it's $43,000, but he can afford the payments and the licensing and the insurance. They did all their homework. Yes, they really have got it made. She decides that she wants a Lexus, and she does. She goes out and gets a Lexus ES. It's only $38,000, and she can afford the payment. She makes good money. Yes. Now, there's also the issue of furnishing this beautiful home that they have. They decided it's 5-bedroom and 3-bath because it's going to be a tremendous asset in the future. The housing market is only going to go up. Did I mention this is taking place in 2006? So, they've got to furnish this house now with furniture. And they, of course, they have good credit. So they go out, and they don't want just any furniture from any regular furniture store. They want the best furniture. They have eccentric tastes. Both of them are very opinionated, very intelligent, and they know exactly what they want. And they end up racking up $70,000 of credit card debt for clothing, all those little incidentals like lawnmowers, and they get all that beautiful furniture they want in their house. So, they might as well. They've been watching TV since they were little kids, since the beginning, since the 80s, and they knew exactly what they wanted. So here's their chance, and they both make $100,000 together. They make $100,000 a year, a lot of money. They're upper middle class, so it's only going to get better from there. Except, shockaroo, after 1 year at his new job, there's cutbacks. Dick can't believe it. He's the first to go. So their salary's cut in half. They have no savings. All of a sudden, the house becomes an albatross around their neck. But at least he thinks he can sell the truck. Well, he goes out to sell his truck, and guess what? The truck he bought, after owning it a year and driving it 30,000 miles, it's worth $7,000 less than he paid for it. He says, that's ridiculous. This truck is still like brand new. It still smells brand new inside. It works perfectly. I shouldn't have to take a huge loss like that. But, unfortunately, he does. And he gets rid of the truck. He takes a huge loss on it. And he thinks that maybe that'll fix the problem, but he doesn't realize they're already hemorrhaging. He did not realize that Jane forgot to pay some credit cards on time, and their entrance on the revolving credit went up to 25%. She's been paying the minimum payments and only been paying down $10 a month for a year. What are they going to do? It's not an option. The house is not an option. They love this house. They cannot get out from under this house. However, the second year, another shock happens. Oh, by the way, Dick does find another job, but at a lot less pay. So now they're only making $75,000 a year. And so, but they still got to have cable TV, and they've still got to have their smartphones, and their tablets, and all their toys, and the yard is big, so they have to have their riding lawnmower. Well, they didn't realize that they bought the nice little mini mansion they bought. Very soon, they're about to hit tragedy, because in 2008, the house market bubble burst, and housing is worth nothing. And they're in trouble. Jane can't believe it. They have to freeze her pay, and she was expecting a big bonus to help them out. And Dick is still looking for a better job. And then something happens. On her Lexus, there's something weird going on. It's stalling for some reason. And she was told about Lexus reliability and how they don't have any issues and they're bulletproof. But hers, for some reason, once in a while, it just stalls for no reason. So she takes it in, and they, tell her something wrong on the computer, and $1,000 later, back on their credit card, her car's driving like new again. So, now they got a problem. They're tremendously upside down on their home, and they realize their house is worthless, and they decide they want to get out from under this. So, what they have to do is they have to find a way out. They think they can go bankrupt, but the bankruptcy laws are a little more strict now. It's not as easy for them to go bankrupt and just walk away from the house. So their marriage is under tremendous strain. They're at each other, and they aren't liking each other very much at all. Because how could they both be so stupid? They both really, she doesn't respect him, and he's starting not to love her because of what's happened. So, now, the stress is getting to be too much, and they're at each other's throat. And for 6 months, they decide they don't love each other anymore. Finances can do that. That they really hate each other, and they feel like they're not right for each other, or this tragedy would have never happened in the first place. So, they get a divorce, and they fight over who's going to pay for what, and it's a big mess. And both of them basically are financially destroyed. And they're divorced, which also creates additional financial stress on both of them. So, Dick and Jane are still in the process of rebuilding their credit, rebuilding their lives, and still paying crazy payments on credit cards. Oh, Jane called up this credit helping agency, and they told her that she should just stop paying, and that then they would negotiate with her. It backfired on her, and they actually now are having her pursued by agencies, and she's being harassed continually about paying. Didn't work out the way she planned. Besides that, she still likes the high life, so she still goes out and uses credit cards every now and then and racks up more debt. And we won't even talk about Dick. Oh, he did even worse. He decided to get a boat. He wasn't feeling good, so he thought it would make him feel better. He saw guys pulling around a boat, and he thought it would relieve the stress to buy a boat. And so he's dug himself into even a deeper hole. Somebody gave him that loan for a boat. Wow. Now, this horror story, as horrific as it is, can be avoided. How can it be avoided? I'll tell you. Buy how much house you need. Houses are not necessarily an appreciating asset. Number 2, never buy a brand new car. Brand new cars depreciate rapidly, and They're expensive to make. They're expensive for their insurance, and they're also expensive for their licensing. You should never buy anything like boats or anything like that. And by the way, $100,000 does not go as far as you think after taxes and federal taxes and Social Security and all the deductions that they take out. A word to the wise on Halloween. Those that are not smart with their money and don't heed my story, fare thee well.